What is going on, Arrowverse fans? Bit Loud here. I got a special video for you today. I was thinking, with Crisis on Infinite Earths coming out tomorrow, I wanted to show you guys my complete Arrowverse DC Collectibles collection. I have the entire line from everyone they made, as well as a few of the DC Multiverse figures that was a different line from DC. So I'm going to show you guys the entire collection here. I'm going to start with Arrow, and I'm going to go to The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, and then Black Lightning. And I also have a few customs that I made by hand for characters that they don't have figures for. So let's get right into it. The first figure in the DC Collectibles Arrow line is the Oliver Queen for the Lian Yu. Comes with the original bow, quiver on the back, an extra arrow, and also the Deathstroke mask that you see on Lian Yu in the show. Bring it up closer. It's a pretty nice figure. He's got the Bratva tattoo on his chest. Has the other dragon tattoo on his back that he had removed in the show. Really good face sculpt that looks like Stephen Amell. It's really good detail. This was the first figure that they came out with in the line. Number 1. Figure 2 in the line was the Sarah Lance Canary figure. She showed up first in beginning of season 2. They actually changed the actress because they used a different actress for the pilot. It's a very good figure. Comes with the bow staff. I think it comes with the sonic device as well. I have to check the box. A few different hands. Good articulations. Stands solid. Pretty good face sculpt. Looks like Katie Lotz. And that's number 2 in the line. The third figure, which is one of my favorites and was one of the most expensive and rarer ones to find, is the Slade Wilson Deathstroke. This figure is very, very detailed. All the way down to, you know, every little nook and cranny on this guy. Look at all the accessories. Came with 2 guns, a sword. He's got the mask. He's got another knife on his back leg that you can pull out here. The articulation is good. Coloring is very good. This is probably, honestly, it's probably out of the whole collectible set, this is my favorite. Slade Wilson. The fourth figure of the Arrow line is the Arrow, Season 2. Comes with the compound bow, a few extra arrows, one with like a grenade tip, the other one with a regular tip. He has the quiver, the hood, very detailed, good figure. You know it's the Season 2 because he actually has the mask that Barry gave him. See it under there. The face sculpt is pretty good. You can actually move the hood around. Soft leather. Stands good. Good articulation. Very good looking figure. Actually, Green Arrow is the most prevalent figure in the whole lineup. There's about 5 different Green Arrow figures. I have them all. I'll give you a comparison of those when we're done with the Arrow figures. The fifth figure in the Arrow line is the Dark Archer Malcolm Merlyn. He's got the League of Assassins gear on. Comes with a bow, arrow, quiver on his back. Definitely tell it's Malcolm too, because if you look close, like in the show, he has a small green, you can see it under right there, small little green necklace. I don't know if you remember, he had that in the show as well, with I think it's Lazarus Pit water in there. But as far as the face sculpt, I mean, you really can't see much because it's in the hood and wrapped, but it's a Dark Archer. This thing is awesome. And that is the 5th figure in the line. 6th figure here, we have Deadshot from Arrow. As a character that had to be written out due to the Suicide Squad coming out a few years ago. This was Floyd Lawton. He had a lot to do with Diggle storyline. It's a good figure. Comes with a bunch of guns. That's actually a very good face sculpt. Looks like Michael Rowe. Yeah, you don't really see much of Deadshot anymore. They had to write him out. But Deadshot was a really cool character and helped progress Diggle's storyline pretty far. So that is number 6 in the Arrow line. The 7th figure in Arrow's DC Collectible line is your boy Roy, Arsenal. It's a very detailed figure. Comes with knives, a bow, a couple extra arrows, the quiver filled with arrows. The hood is movable. I like to keep the hood up back on his head like that because it looks a little silly when it's completely forward. It's also a good figure. It's got a good face sculpt. Very detailed. The bow is a touch big. If you look, the bow is actually really long. But besides that, everything looks great on this. Arsenal. And that is the 7th figure in the Arrow line. The 8th figure in Arrow's line is everyone's favorite Arrowverse character, Felicity. Honestly, out of all the... I don't really hate Felicity that much. I mean, she did have some bad writing, but this DC Collectible is also probably the worst. It just has no articulation. It doesn't really. It kind of looks like Felicity, but it's just it's the hardest to stand. It's got really small feet, but at least you could tell it's Felicity. See, it wants to fall over right now. So yeah, this is probably one of the worst figures of the whole line. The 9th figure in Arrow's DC Collectibles line, we have John Diggle. Not Spartan yet. This was just when he was, Oliver's bodyguard sidekick. Comes with a gun, an extra few sets of hands, and his civilian clothes. It's a real tall, solid figure. Not that much articulation, but it's movable. It's a good figure. I wish they would have come out with a Spartan figure. There you go. John Diggle. The 10th figure in the Arrow line is the Green Arrow from Season 3, when he was still called the Arrow. This one is a little bit thinner than the Season 2 version. It doesn't have... I'd say the Season 2 version is much better. This one's a little weaker. It comes with the bow. Comes with a few arrows. Doesn't have a full quiver for like the other one. Side pieces. Legs. I'll give a comparison of all the arrows at the end of the Arrowverse. But yeah, the 10th figure is Green Arrow, Season 3. The 11th figure in the line is the Laurel Lance Black Canary. Probably the worst decision they ever made was to kill her off in Season 4. This is the Laurel figure. Looks great. Great articulation. Comes with the bow staff, or not the bow staff, the nightstick. That also can hold on her side. Be careful when you're taking the nightstick out. I actually broke mine when I took it out of the packaging. Face sculpt is pretty good. Really looks like Laurel, Katie Cassidy. That is the 11th figure in the Arrow line. The 12th figure in the Arrow line is the Dark Archer himself, Malcolm Merlyn. It's basically the Dark Archer outfit with the hood down. And it doesn't also have like the extra garb. It does still have that necklace on there. You can see it, green. It's a good face sculpt of John Barrowman. Really good face sculpt, even the chin. Paint is a little off. The eyes could be a little better painted, but the sculpt itself is great. It comes with a few extra hands, the bow, an arrow, and a quiver set. Strange because the arrow they used is like obviously a green arrow because you see the green and yellow instead of black like the rest. But that is the 12th figure in the Arrow line. Now the next two figures are technically part of the Arrow line, but they are more relevant to Legends of Tomorrow. But since they're part of the Arrow line, I'm going to keep it into the 13th figure in the Arrow line. It's Mr. John Constantine. He did make his first appearance on Arrow in Season 4 in the flashbacks. Gave Oliver the tattoo on his stomach to give him a little bit of extra magical powers. This one comes with about 5 or 6 extra hands. Looks like Matt Ryan, the actor. Great face sculpt. Got the cool fire hands. Decent articulation. And that is the 13th figure in the Arrowverse. And the last, number 14, the last single figure of Arrow, we have Vixen. Now, this is the Mari version of Vixen, not the Legends of Tomorrow version. The one who appeared on Arrow Season 4 as well during the magical season. One of the worst seasons of the Arrowverse, sorry. Good face sculpt, even though this actually only appeared basically one time. It's okay. It's got the necklace and everything like that in the outfit. And it's cool. And that is the last single figure from the Arrow line. Oh, she don't want to stand. There we go. Now next, there was also an Arrow 2-pack. The 2-pack came with Billy Wintergreen and the Season 1 Arrow. Arrow came with the bow, a few extra arrows in the quiver. You can tell it's Season 1 because he has the grease paint, not the mask. It's basically the same as the Season 2 figure, just different, no mask. Billy Wintergreen, almost as cool as Slade, comes with a sword, a few extra guns, great articulation, and an awesome looking figure. This was the first 2-pack. And with that, that is the complete Arrow line, except for one more 2-pack that had Arrow and the Flash, which I'm going to show first before I show the rest of the Flash. Okay, so we have this Arrow 2-pack. which in my opinion, these are the best two figures of the line with the 2-pack. You got Arrow Season 4 and the Flash Season 3 with Barry unmasked. The Lightning Bolts actually came with a different figure, but I think they look great on the Flash. Flash also came with an extra head, obviously, with the mask on. But this Season 4 Arrow figure is amazing. The articulation, the detail, the quiver, the bow, the arrows, face sculpt. Wow. This one's great. And out of all the Flash figures, this one is the best only because of the head sculpt. Really looks like Grant Gustin. It's got the cowl down. Looks very good. And that is the Arrow and Flash 2-pack, Season 4. So now before I get into Flash, I'm going to show you guys a comparison of all the Arrow figures because there's a bunch of them. So here are the 5 different Green Arrows you get. You get the Flashbacks Island Oliver, Season 1 with the grease paint, Season 2 with the mask, Season 3 with the mask but a little tighter, and Season 4. I wish they came out with a Season 5 because that was my favorite costume of the whole series. But these are actually great. I love all of them. My favorite is either Season 2 or Season 4. Toss up between those two because they are great. Green Arrow is my favorite show out of the Arrowverse, and these are probably my favorite figures too. So let's keep going. Figure 1 for the Flash is the Flash Season 1. He has the red symbol. The legs are a little wonky. It has a little bit of a tough articulation. I was a little disappointed with the Flash figures. It's a good figure, solid. It's just really thin, hard to stand. But for the first figure in the Flash series, I feel like it was a little letdown. The Arrow figures seem to be made a little bit better, but the accuracy is on point. You can tell it looks like the leather jacket. The costume looks great. But that's the #1 figure in the Flash line, Flash #1. The second figure in the Flash line is everyone's favorite cold guy, Captain Cold, aka Leonard Stark, robber of ATMs. So we got Leonard Snart here. He's got a cool jacket that's actually movable. It's got the cold gun. Cold gun looks awesome. Great figure. Actually looks like Wentworth Miller. The parka. I know we got a different one in Legends of Tomorrow, but I prefer this one. It's a great figure. Really stands out. This is actually hard to find now too. He's one of the more rare figures. So we have Captain Cold as the #2 figure in the Flash line. The third figure in the Flash line, everyone's favorite villain, Reverse Flash Eobard Thawne. Now, it doesn't really look like Tom Cavanaugh under there, but you have the whole mask on. The costume looks great. It's a little more solid than the Flash figure. Stands easier. Comes with a few different hands. It came with the Tachyon device that actually goes on his chest, which I still left in the box. But this figure is awesome. Reverse Flash is always one of the great villains. That Season 1 of Flash was epic television. One of the great seasons of all time. But #3 in the Flash line, Reverse Flash. The fourth figure in the lineup of Flash, we have Heatwave, Dominic Purcell, Mick Rory. Got the heat gun, which looks a little different than what they use on the show. A little bigger. He's got the goggles, a little bit of marks on his head, but that's how it came. The outfit is a little weird. That's probably what he wore in his first appearance with the fire department thing. They obviously changed his appearance a little later in the show and in Legends of Tomorrow, but it's still a good figure. Solid, stands pretty well. And it looks like the actor. So we got Captain Cold and Heatwave. The fifth figure from the Flash. And for me, it was the hardest to find and the most expensive. We have Zoom, Hunter Zolomon from Earth 2. Zoom, I love Reverse Flash, but Zoom, that second season, oh man, he was an amazing villain. He was so scary and intimidating. The episode Enter Zoom, oh man, I'll always remember that. The way he just tore Barry down. But for the fifth figure in the Flash, we have Zoom. The sixth figure in the Flash line, we have another Barry Allen. This is Barry Allen from Season 2. It has the white symbol. It's the exact same figure as the last one, just a little bit of different paint. That's a little brighter than the other one, and the face sculpt is a little different. You can see it compared to the old one right next to it up here, but basically the same figure, just season 2. The legs are a little better than the first, I'll give it that. So, Flash season 2. And the last figure in the line of Flash, we have Wally West, Kid Flash. So let's check this guy. Face sculpt, it's good. It looks like Keenan Linsdale. A little thin, but it's still a good figure. It's not as solid as the rest, but it has good articulation. I think it's better than the Flash figure. It's more solid. The emblem looks good. The costume looks good. And yeah, Kid Flash, also member of Legends of Tomorrow. But that is the last figure in the Flash line. Now this is a DC Multiverse figure, not DC Collectibles. It's smaller than the rest. It's a 6-inch figure, not 7-inch or 6.5. But it's Jay Garrick from season 2, the fake Jay Garrick. I also keep this with my figures, even though it's a multiverse figure, because it's from the same universe. I'll show you guys the rest of the multiverse figures at the end, because I do collect those as well. There's only a few of those. But that's Jay Garrick from season 2 of The Flash, who is actually Zoom, Hunter Zolomon. Okay, now we are starting with Legends of Tomorrow. First figure in the Legends of Tomorrow line is Jax Jefferson, Firestorm. There's no Martin Stein figure, so you just get the Jax, who was one of my favorite characters from Legends of Tomorrow. I wish they didn't have to kill Stein. Spoiler alert. Look at the costume. It looks amazing. Jax was just a powerhouse. He solved a lot of problems on the show without them needing him. You know, that's why they always had to have him on the ship or something. But this figure's awesome for Legends of Tomorrow. The detail is great. Come with a bunch of different hands. I like to keep the fire ones on. But that's figure number 1 for Legends of Tomorrow. Figure number 2 in the Legends of Tomorrow line, we have Kendra Saunders, Hawkgirl. Legends of Tomorrow Season 1, most people didn't like her in that season. I really enjoyed Legends Season 1. I thought it was great. Vandal Savage, Snart Sacrifice, the Hawks, killing him in 3 different times. I thought it was great. But here we have the figure. It's got huge wings, comes with the mace. It's got a great face sculpt. Actually looks like Kendra. It's a great figure. It's really nice. I keep this one on stand as well. But that is the second figure in the Legends of Tomorrow line. I'm going to keep her over here since she's so big. The third figure in the Legends of Tomorrow line, we have Adam Ray Palmer, the Atomic Man. Can shrink. It's a really good face sculpt. Look at that. Actually looks like the show. It's got the boosters on the back. Good articulation. Comes with a few different hands. Got the blaster. Actually looks like Brandon Routh, Ray Palmer in there. It's a really good figure. I like this one. That is the third figure in the line of Legends of. The last figure in the Legends of Tomorrow line, we have Sarah Lance, White Canary. Decent articulation, almost basically the same figure as before without the mask and different hair. Comes with a bow staff. Good face sculpt. Which looks good. Costume kind of looks like the Season 1 costume. But a good figure. That's the last Legends of Tomorrow figure from the DC Collectibles line. Now this figure I also put with the Legends of Tomorrow, but he's technically a DC Multiverse figure. This is the DC Multiverse Hawkman figure. It's only 6.5 inches, smaller than the rest, but I keep it on a stand to keep the height equal. It has great articulation, and it's part of the Arrowverse Legends of Tomorrow team, so I had to pick it up. It's the Hawkman figure. First appeared in the crossover for Arrow and Flash Season 4, Legends of Today and Legends of Tomorrow. Cool figure. Fits in with the rest. And the last of the DC TV, DC Collectibles line, we have Supergirl. It only has 2 figures. The first being Supergirl here in her original costume. Decent head sculpt of Melissa Benoist. Very pretty. Decent articulation. It comes with the cape that moves. Came with a few hands like a fist. But it's a good figure. And the last DC Collectibles Arrowverse figure we have here is Martian Manhunter, number 2 from the Supergirl line. Great figure, John Johns from the show. I heard he's going to have a big role in Crisis. And it's a good looking figure. It's from Black Lightning. This is a DC Multiverse figure, one of the newer ones, but he stands and he fits with the rest. This is the Black Lightning figure, DC Multiverse. That's the Season 1 outfit on. It's probably one of the better multiverse figures they've made. It really looks like Jefferson. I wish they had more Black Lightning figures. This is the only one, but he fits in perfectly with the rest. Came with a few extra hands and the lightning hands. Now the next two are customs. First custom I made was from Arrow. It's a katana. It's not perfect. It's not 100% done yet, but I think it's good enough. Looks like katana from Arrow. I just need to add the Chinese armor that she has in the show on her upper torso. So basically I took a katana figure from the Suicide Squad, had to pin her hair down and make it look straight, repainted the whole thing, painted the red accents, and katana from Arrow, which was technically a DC Multiverse figure. And my last custom that I'm completed with here, I made a Cisco figure. I can't believe they didn't make one for the Flash, but we have Cisco. I did a decent job on this one. I got the glasses, body. I took a, I can tell you guys how I made it. I took a Marvel Legends figure that looked right. I had to pull apart a few things. I took a different head from a different Marvel Legends figure and put it all together to make Cisco and custom painted the glasses. So it's not bad for a Cisco figure. I know what it is. It looks great with the rest of the crew. And that is the complete Arrowverse DC Collectibles line. Every single one. They made all the 2-packs and a few DC Multiverse characters spread out. Here is all the box art for the complete Arrowverse DC collection. Also have the Black Lightning Multiverse box up there, as well as the 3 other Multiverse, Jay Garrick, Katana, Hawkman. And over here we have the 2-pack. Also have some Funko Pops, Jay Garrick vibe. Some more Funko Pops from the Arrowverse. Some Malcolm Merlyn in the corner back there. Some others. If you guys like this video and can't wait for Crisis on Infinite Earths, make sure to smash that like button and let me know what your favorite figure is down in the comments. And let me know what figures you guys have as well. And hopefully they come out a few new ones. But I guess you guys could say it got a bit loud this episode. See ya!